through the seasons. The next 18 songs are all based on those 4 chords, so sing along as they come by. At the north end of the field, we welcome the former director of the Michigan Alumni Band, Mr. John Wilkins. And our combined bands do some Caribbean dreaming with our Calypso version of The Victors. In the south end zone, we welcome the director of the Michigan Marching Band from 1980 to 1988, Dr. Eric Becker. He leads the band in an old Michigan favorite, I Want to Go Back to Michigan. Please welcome Jamie Nix. And we feature our combined percussion sections in a Michigan tradition. Ladies and gentlemen, Temptation. Former Michigan Marching Band Director from 2007 to 2012, Dr. Scott Borma, who remembers very well that you can't have one without the other. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hawaiian War Chant.
You have to go back to 2003 before you can find a similar halftime score between Michigan and Illinois. 31-0 here today. That one in 03 was 35-0. Either way, dominance for Michigan on homecomings. We welcome you back, Kevin Kugler alongside Matt Millen. And really, there wasn't too much that Michigan did wrong in that first half.
Well, I mean, there's nothing they really did wrong. What they really did was just dominate on both sides of the ball and on special teams throughout that first half. But I think if you're going to single out two players that you'd want to really look at and see how they're playing, I think Spate, I thought he had an excellent first half. And then there's this guy named Jabril Peppers, and he is just such a dynamic guy. You have to figure, where's Peppers on every single play? And so you know when he's back there as a returner, he has an ability to take it to the house. If you line him up as a quarterback, you have to be able to stop him running and throwing. And you line him up in the secondary or as a nickel or as a linebacker. There's always a possibility he could come in and blitz. And then, of course, this is just the one piece as a receiver. He's just dangerous, and he's effective, and he's Peppers.
Our Quicken Loans quarterback comparison. It's been a tough day for Jeff George Jr. in his first start. Both Wes Lunt and Chase Crouch out today. Wilton Spate, what a day. 11 of 14, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. And he's done that in the face of some pressure today, and he's taken a couple of hits, but he's been able to stand in and deliver for this Michigan squad. Michigan at homecoming, making a very happy homecoming for the folks here at the Big House. A 31-0 halftime lead.
The senior, who was ranked #1 in the country, led from start to finish and set a personal best in the 3,000-meter steeplechase. This win in Eugene, Oregon, was the Wolverines' second ever in that event, their first coming in 1983. Michigan also won a national championship in men's gymnastics. South Carolina freshman Anthony McCallum became the third NCAA vault champ in Wolverine history, and the first in 13 years. His effort at St. John Arena in Columbus came on the 5th rotation and was the highlight of the season for a young Mason Wood club.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our individual national champions, Mason Burley, Anthony McCallum, and Margaret the City, Speedy O'Keefe.
Football on BTN is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Find your agent at AutoOwners.com. And by TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install smarter. Michigan Wolverines with the 31-0 lead as we get set to start the third quarter here at the Big House. But before we do, let's check in downstairs with Lisa Byington.
Yeah, Kevin, when I talked to Michigan's Jim Harbaugh, he did confirm that tailback Chris Evans, his day is done. He said he checked out fine, but for precautionary reasons and for obvious reasons with Michigan ahead the way they are here in the first half, they don't feel the need to play him here in the second half. I talked to Lovie Smith. What's questionable is if Illinois will play will play Keyshawn Vaughn here in the second half. He's listed as questionable. They taped up his left ankle really heavily, and I watched him limp up the tunnel at halftime. Now, he's important to the Illini's offense. In fact, considering the Illini quarterback situation with Les Lunt out, Chase Crouch out, when I talked to Lovie Smith about their backup situation, he said, you know what, we have Keyshawn Vaughn running Wildcat. And I said, well, what about your backup? And he said, yeah, we have Keyshawn Vaughn running Wildcat. So he is incredibly important for their offense if they're going to get anything going, and that is questionable right now.
That is a huge loss, Lisa. Thank you very much for Lovie Smith. They need Keyshawn Vaughn, his legs, and his ability to take snaps. And while he was in there, Matt, he took almost as many snaps as George did at quarterback.
Yeah, and he was effective. He's effective in the piece that he had. It's just you can't give it a big piece. You would only expect him to have practiced, just maybe twice this week.
Illinois won the toss and had elected to defer, so they're going to start with the football in this second half, down 31-0. And the Illini awaiting the kickoff from Kenny Allen. Back deep is Kendrick Foster. And the second half is underway here in Ann Arbor. And Foster will watch this one sail through the end zone for the touchback to the 25-yard line.
Allen's kick goes out of the end zone.
So now Jeff George Jr. and his Illinois offense trying to get a good feeling going here against the top-ranked defense in college football, at least as far as yardage and points goes. That's Michigan.
So if you're Garrick McGee, the offensive coordinator for Illinois, you know what your limitations are. So what you have to be able to do is just take what the defense is giving you. The problem is they've played tight coverage, so maybe you have to go through a couple picks or rubs or that type of thing, but you need to get some pass completions. No yards passing in the first half.
And on first down, Foster with the carry, and Kendrick Foster gets a couple to the 27. Charlton and McCray on the tackle. And the numbers for Don Brown's defense this year are dominant in all of these important categories. 4 sacks per game. That's a lot of sacks for that defense.
Had a chance to talk to Donnie Brown yesterday, and I've known Don for a long time. And I said, this is the best defense you've ever coached. And he thought for a little bit, and then he goes, yeah, we got some talented guys. So it's still too early for him to bestow any kind of title on anybody.
And he did say, that defense we had last year
yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they didn't have this kind of talent.
Second and 8 at the 27-yard line as Foster works his way to the 30-yard line.
Of course, Don Brown's been coaching college football for a long time. Last year up at Boston College, where they had a terrific defense. And he's been a head coach, and he's been around a long time. But one of the things he always is, no matter where he's at, is aggressive. He'll call an aggressive game.
47% of the time on opponents' pass plays, Michigan blitzes, the highest percentage of all Power 5 schools. This is a passing down.
And look at how nice tight coverage again. I like how he's thinking.
And here comes the pressure. Peppers blitzing. George able to get away for the moment. Can he get to the corner? And George is going to go out of bounds short of the first down as Ryan Glasgow cut off that lane to the sideline.
So he's taking away the quick look right away. He's not giving you any kind of free run as a receiver, and he's bringing an extra defender. And that's a recipe right now for a young quarterback that Don Brown cooked up all week long, guaranteed.
And remember, they weren't sure what they were going to see in quarterback this week, whether it was Wes Lunt, whether it was Chase Crouch. I don't know if they thought Jeff George Jr. might be the guy. Maybe they did. But whatever, it's been effective.
Yeah, he was prepared for all of it.
Peppers will watch this one bounce. And Michigan's going to start at their 24-yard line. Next Saturday on BTN, these same Illini will be back home hosting the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Coverage starting 10:30 Eastern. The tailgate's there. BTN Tailgate will be live in Champaign, and then we're ready to kick it off at noon Eastern next week. Minnesota And Illinois, Minnesota had to battle back to beat Rutgers earlier today, but that's a game that if Minnesota wins next week on the road, they're bowl eligible.
Yeah, I like what Tracy Claeys has done up there. I think he's just piggybacked what Jerry Kill's done, and they've done very well. So he's got himself a pretty good football team.
5-2 after that win today over Rutgers. On first down, Spate to the air. And he finds his tight end, Jake Butt, for the first down. And Butt down near the 40-yard line. A 15-yard pickup. Darius Mosley on the tackle. The third quarter for Michigan. Since the Wisconsin game, I would say 116-0 is relatively effective.
That's not too shabby. They've just been efficient. They don't beat themselves. And, of course, they have big play capability. But Spade, to me, has been the difference.
Smith got a block, has a hole, and Smith caught from behind in Illinois territory at the 44 by Julian Jones. Very patient run on the draw by Davion Smith.
Yeah, that's a nice block here by Ben Braden, number 71. You're going to watch him. He's right up top here at that left tackle spot. He does a nice job. Now they're just going to bring him up, then he throws him past, and then gets to the second level. You saw that earlier in the first half. Virtually the same play. He's played that thing to perfection.
On first down, Spate with time, looking for Chesson, and it just overshot J.U. Chesson, covered by Darius Mosley.
Mosley had an excellent game a week ago and has decent coverage here. But Chesson ran this route to give himself and his quarterback some space to be able to make that completion. It had to go fall to the outside. It was just a little bit overthrown.
So second down and 10 at the 44 of Illinois. Here's Isaac. Got the corner, has the first down, and out of bounds. Banged out by Stanley Green, the freshman, as he got to the Illinois 29-yard line.
That's that left side again. Ben Braden, 71, and Ben Bredesen also. Both those guys on the left side have played really well here today. And see how fast they were in that one? They almost couldn't even find them. Now they're coming off the ball well. It's just it's a nice day for those two.
Asiasi in motion on first down at the 29 of Illinois. Here's Isaac, met and dropped by President in the backfield. Jameel President, terrific penetration for the former Auburn Tiger, and he drops him at the 32.
Well, the penetration is right because they were going to let him go. It was going to be a trap from the inside out. And Kalis, 67, was going to trap him, but he had too much penetration, was able to close before Kalis could even get there.
It's now 2nd and 12. Karan Higdon in at running back. We've seen 4 running backs rotate through today for Michigan. Chris Evans injured and out for the rest of the game. Spate to the air, lobbing it for the end zone, and it is incomplete, looking for Amara Darboh.
But nice throw. Well thrown ball, right on the money. Darboh closed on it nice, but well defended. So if you're grading that all the way around, Mosley does a nice job. Get your head around Mosley. Oh, he got his hand in there, which was really well done. So he's watching the eyes, is what he did. So he looks, you look. He didn't get his head around, but he knew the ball was coming, and he got his hand in there. Well defended.
Michigan 3 for 5 on third down. Hardy Nickerson telling us the other day, third's been our Achilles. 3rd and 12 here. Spade under pressure, and Spade is dropped. Hardy Nickerson in there to get the sack. Spade started to get rid of it, and then the pressure came, and he pulled it down and took the sack back at the 39-yard line.
And that's good coverage down the field. And you're going to see him just going to work around your number 10. He's coming along. This is called a bullet's cross. The old terminology is both those inside backers coming. One comes inside, one swings around. You eat up the blocker, and you get a free defender. Good call by his dad, Hardy Nickerson.
Chunky Clements was kind of providing the wall in front of Spate that forced him to pull this one down. The punt by Kenny Allen, trying to angle it at the 15, and it'll trickle to the sideline, down by Butt right there. Timeout on the field, 31-0. Michigan with a lead. Beautiful scenery here in Ann Arbor. Just a wonderful fall afternoon. As Illinois starts first down and 10, the ball at their own 15-yard line. Down 31-0. The toss play to Kendrick Foster, and Foster caught from behind by Matt Godin, who was able to pull him down at the 19. Delano Hill came over to help finish off.
You know, we start talking about the difference in this defense, and I'll tell you, Godin and Glasgow, you see 99 and 96 right there. Both those guys have really upped their game. They've really come off the ball. They redirected. They've taken away the inside and have played real physical football, and that's another big difference in this defense.
Second down and 6 at the 19-yard line. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. George sets up the screen. That one caught by Malik Turner. Turner in some trouble, and Turner gets a yard to the 20-yard line. Mike McCray on the tackle.
Yeah, McCray made the tackle. Delano Hill made a heck of a play. He just didn't finish it. The difference between a good play and a great play is making the tackle. And Delano Hill forced it back inside, and that allowed McCray to be able to make that tackle. So that's good team defense all the way around.
Third down and 5 at the 20. Illinois 1 for 6 on third down today. George will float it over the middle. Turner is open, and Turner just tripped up at the 40-yard line by Ben Gideon.
That's a mismatch, and young Jeff George saw it early. Protection was afforded, and the ball was perfect. Dad's got to be happy with that throw. Yeah, you had a mismatch on Ben Gideon, the linebacker. And you get this, and that ball's well thrown, but Gideon still is able to make that shoestring tackle.
43 yards as Jeff George Jr. a little fist pump saying, finally, it's not going my way.
That's their first 43 yards in the passing game.
Malik Turner, 32nd catch of the year on first down. George to the air once more, and George with a strike finds Zach Grant. BTN's original series, The Journey's all new on Tuesday night. One of the features you'll see featuring that young man, Gabe Meganson. One of the homegrown products from Champaign in the area and a key part of the Illini future. Also, Northwestern wide receiver Austin Carr will be featured. A new episode of The Journey, Tuesday, October 25th, 9 p.m. Eastern on BTN.
Austin Carr has turned it up a level. That Northwestern team.
There's Foster, and Foster able to get the first down to the 25-yard line. Chris Wormley on the stop, and a little momentum finally for the Illinois offense.
That's something they need to capitalize on here, absolutely. I think young quarterback, every time he makes a throw and a nice completion, it's more and more confidence that he's building. And so I like what Garrett McGee did there. Even though you're going to have tight man coverage, fine. Run a slant and let him leverage the defender. If you're accurate with the throw, you got a completion.
Play clock at 1. Bobbled snap. The ball loose on the field, and Michigan's got it.
You jinxed them. I'm blaming and holding you personally responsible.
Again, my name is Matt Millen.
You brought up timeout on the field.
A snap issue. Joe Spencer and Jeff George Jr. unable to get it, and then the big lineman kicking it away. And Michigan turns Illinois away in the third.
Half of the men in the boat perished in that landing as Marines had to wade through 200 yards of deep water to get to the beach while under constant fire. In the Battle of Saipan, Sergeant Gazelle was in charge of getting ammo and water to the tanks. For his efforts in that battle, he received the Bronze Star. Mr. Gazelle is married with 3 daughters, 1 daughter, her husband, and 1 son are all graduates of the University of Michigan.
Yesterday, Matt, Lisa, and I got the chance to visit the Coach Carr unit at Mott Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor for a very unique and somewhat messy event. I'm going to show you some of the video of that coming up in just a little bit. As on first down, tripped up at the 25-yard line, Davion Smith. Now, they are doing a whip cancer movement, and young Vera says right before she throws that, this is for all the Lions fans. Then Brittany just destroys my face, and she did it with anger. And then Lisa with Sam handling the chores there. Now, what you're not going to see is our producer, Bart Fox, who selectively edited out his pie in the face.
That was nice.
2nd and 12 at the 25, and this play stops before it starts. But to put a capper on that, the whip cancer movement is a social media movement, the hashtag of whip cancer.
Start. Offense, number 86, 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
They're taking donations, and they raised about $30,000 in a 12-hour span yesterday as we all try to rid the earth of the scourge that is cancer, and specifically in this case childhood cancer. And a company in Troy, Michigan headquartered is going to donate $1,000 for every Michigan touchdown today. There's Matt Millen.
Yeah.
Now she came back with a second
exactly.
one. Vera was just, I mean, she got into it.
I was just happy it wasn't a baseball bat.
2nd and 17. Somewhere in the state of Michigan, somebody's going, yeah. There's Chesson with the strike, and then the ball popping out at the end of the play. Illinois saying they have it.
See if he was down.
Looks like he's saying down. The officials are ruling down. Stanley Green jarring it out after the 20-yard catch.
The back judge.
And they're ruling down.
Rolling on the field was a completed catch, and the runner was down. First down.
There's the catch. Let's see, there's the hit. Ball is out. That is going to be contested, and they're going to lose it. That ball's out.
And now it's been buzzed. Michigan tried to get the snap off quickly, but this will be reviewed.
Rolling on the field was a completed catch, and the runner was down. The play's under further review.
So a review here with 6:26 to go in the third. The catch ruled a catch on the field. Let's look one more time at J.U. Chesson.
There's the catch in control. The time element is there. There's the tackle. And no part of him touches before that ball is loose.
And another key, there is a clear recovery. You see it right there. It is clearly recovered by Julian Jones of Illinois. So what looks like a fumble and a recovery after the catch by J.U. Chesson. And again, we gave you the little Mike Pereira cheat sheet earlier. Watch what happens here with the rest of the crew. If a pen and some paper come out, you're going to see some writing occur. That usually means the play on the field is being changed.
Oh yeah, there it goes.
Mike Pereira is watching this. We take your lessons well. Well, never mind. Mike's
after review, the receiver did catch the ball but fumbled, recovered by the defense. First down, Illinois at the 37-yard line.
So Illinois able to get the turnover. And that's one thing Lovie Smith's defense has done very well this year, Matt. That is the 14th turnover they've forced this year. Their turnover margin was +8 entering the day today.
And now they've got to be able to capitalize on it and try to gain some of that momentum that they just lost a minute ago. Get that right back. I'd like to see Garrett McGee, their offensive coordinator, be aggressive here and take a shot right now. They're going 2 by 2 with one back in the backfield. Take a shot.
Down 31-0. Midway through the third quarter. What do you have to lose right now?
Well, I'd say this. At the bottom of your screen, you have Jabril Peppers and Lewis. Don't go down there.
So now first down at the Michigan 37. Best starting field position of the day for Illinois. And the give is to Foster. And Foster takes it a couple to the 35. A tackle by DeMonte Thomas for Michigan.
And you can see why they're going to run that. You have a 5-man box with your safety sitting backs. So you have 5 blockers. You can get a hat on a hat. Well, that time Thomas dropped down really quickly and was able to be the 6th man and free man to make the play.
2nd down and 8 at the 35. Foster again picking his way forward, and Foster short of the 1st down as we head to Chicago. Rick Pizzo's got a BTN studio update. All right, Rick, thank you very much. Nebraska's pretty banged up right now, but DeMornay Piersonell is not. 3rd and 3 at the 30-yard line. George on the roll, away from the pressure, and that pass incomplete. Delano Hill out there in the coverage of Zach Grant, and it's 4th down.
You know, one of the guys that gets overlooked is Delano Hill. Delano Hill, of course, has a younger brother who's just a phenom as a corner. But this guy is a safety who has cover skills. Look at that. Watch that, how he broke the ball, eyes back inside, still understanding the position. Really well played. And now, of course, they're going to go for it on 4th down.
4th and 3 at the 30. Kendrick Foster, the tailback with Jeff George Jr.
He's showing tight coverage and they're showing the double A gap blitz potential.
Play clock down to 1 as they get the snap. Bobbled by George. He has time, lots of time. Looking over the middle, and it's deflected away, incomplete. What a play by DeMonte Thomas, just crossing in front and was able to get a fingertip on it and knock it away.
He read it from the other side. Lewis also right there in the coverage. The coverage was good. He bought time, and this is the difference in the play. Thomas's fingertip.
The ball is marked at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Michigan.
Lovie Smith and Jim Harbaugh head-to-head in a scoreless 3rd quarter. 31-0 was our halftime score. It stays 31-0 as Wilton Speight and Michigan take over at the 30-yard line. 1st down and 10. Davion Smith with the carry, and a flag comes in at the 34. Darius Mosley on the tackle.
Holding, offense, number 2, 10-yard penalty, repeat, 1st down.
Let's check in downstairs with Lisa Byington.
This is just the 2nd meeting between Lovie Smith and Jim Harbaugh. The only head coaching, or the first head coaching meeting came back in November of 2012 when the 49ers took on the Bears. Harbaugh's San Francisco team got the best of Smith's Chicago team 32-7. It was actually the first start for Colin Kaepernick, and Lovey admitted, you know, I remember that. I wish I didn't remember it, but I do. He wishes probably he didn't play at the Big House either. His last time here, 1995. He was a secondary coach for Ohio State.
And Amara Darboh all the way out to midfield. Speaking of the secondary of the Lovie Smith team, Darboh weaving his way through it to pick up 30.
I think Lovie Smith, what he needs right now, he just needs better players. I mean, that's the reality of it. Yeah, you usually have good teams when you have good players. Now, coaching does make a difference, but coaching better players makes a bigger difference.
That helps.
Yeah.
First time two former Super Bowl coaches have ever battled it out head-to-head in college football today. A little history made here in the Big House.
Nice.
Smith is hit the hole and driven down by Trey Watson.
That was a nice read by Trey Watson. I mean, it was what they would call a direct read. It's coming right at him, and you've got to pull your string, man. You got to go. Trey Watson, you're going to watch him right here in the middle, and he just goes up and gets it. And then you know there's going to be right here. Boom, nice redirect. That's really well done. I will tell you this. I guarantee you Trey Watson has some running back in his background, because the best linebackers were always former running backs.
On 2nd and 10 from midfield, McDoom, the motion man. Spade off play action. Backside pressure comes, gets rid of it to Butt. And Butt with a first down inside the Illinois 30. Wilton Spade told us a few weeks ago that Jake Butt's the guy who's convinced that he's open on every play. He has been today.
Kevin, I got to tell you, Jake Butt is not that fast. He needs to work on his blocking game, but he gets open all the time. He knows how to separate. He's really good at the top of his routes, and he's able to separate on defenders. He does that exceptionally well.
On first down at the 28. Spade with time, and that one dropped at the 20-yard line. Kakoa Crawford, the intended receiver. Today's Duluth Trading hardest working player, it's Wilton Spade, and he has worked hard and worked efficient today. 249 yards so far and 2 touchdowns in a 31-0 game late in the third.
Yeah, we've said it early and we'll say it again. He has taken big steps forward in his development, and this is a quality player.
Second down and 10. Toss play. Higdon got a block. Got another. And Higdon down to the 20-yard line as we check back in our BTN studios. Rick Pizzo, another update.
Brought down by Kenyon Jackson.
And of course, a lot of interested parties in this league keeping an eye on that game, because if Alabama were to end up on the wrong end of that score as far as they're concerned, Big Ten could be #1 and #2 next week. And a drive forward by Khalid Hill, and that's a first down for the fullback. See the top 10 right now. If Alabama were to fall, you'd assume that Ohio State, if they could beat Penn State tonight, would move up to #1, Michigan to #2, and of course we're about a month away from the game between those two teams that will certainly bring with it a lot of expectation and a lot of excitement. Always anticipated in both ends of the game. Last year didn't go Michigan's way, but this is not last year. At the 16. Spade looking for the sideline and incomplete, looking for Darboh.
He's trying to get that back shoulder thing, but this is what Wilton Spade's been doing all game long. Finding the open receiver. Started earlier with Butt. And then one of the pieces that gets lost on him is the ability to move on the run and run if he has to. But he's been accurate all game long. Tyrone Wheatley in for 6. He's been everything he's supposed to be today.
Darboh, the receiver, to the top of the screen. Now Chesson, the motion man. They give to Davion Smith, and Smith drilled at the 14-yard line by Hardy Nickerson. Nickerson's at 6 foot 230, almost even with Davion Smith. He hit him hard and he got him down.
he's a good little player. I mean, he's not a real big guy, but he's a studier. He's got great football knowledge. He'll have his chance at the next level. And my guess is sometime down the line, he'll be doing exactly what his dad's doing, and that's coaching football.
Came in with 304 career tackles, 6th most among all active FBS players. 4 for 7 on third as Spate goes to the air with a flag down. The catch made, and looking like he's short of the first down. Nate Johnson with the grab at the inside the 10-yard line. But we'll wait and see about this flag.
Illegal formation. Offense, 5 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Nope, there it
Penalty
is.
is declined. 4th down.
Lovie Smith came running over and said, I don't want to give them another third down.
Exactly.
Let's make it 4th and bring the field goal unit on. So Kenny Allen, who hit one earlier from 23, will line this one up from 27.
Kenny Allen to attempt a field goal from the 17-yard line.
And the kick by Allen. He is 2 for 2 this afternoon, and Michigan with a 34-0 lead. Short break from the Big House. Nothing lead for Michigan. 43 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Lisa Byington from the Big House in Ann Arbor. First points of this third quarter, thanks to the right foot of Kenny Allen, who will kick off to Kendrick Foster of Illinois. Foster will down for the touchback out to the 25-yard line. Coming up 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Stay with us on BTN. We've got a good one. Michigan State and Maryland, an East Division primetime battle. Can Michigan State right their ship, or can Maryland get a much-needed home win and keep the Spartans in a bit of a tailspin? We'll find out tonight, 7:30 Eastern on BTN.
Yeah, Maryland just lost a really, really talented player, and Will Likely has. Sorry to see that. I hope he gets healthy soon. Michigan State's got to figure that offensive line out. That is not playing well for him right now.
Jeff George Jr., the starting quarterback today. Chase Crouch, Wes Lunt, both out with injuries. From the 25 on first down, and a little bit of running room. Shut down quickly. Corbin nothing doing on the play, because guess who? Rashawn Gary. Talked about him in the first half. Lightning quick to the football. Second down.
Yeah, big man, learning the game, learning how to play, but learning fast. And the difference between him in the last 5 weeks has been exponential. He's just grown. He's really skilled. #1 player coming out last year, and Michigan got him.
And Illinois may just be content to let this one run down to the end of this quarter. And Illinois is not going to take another snap in the third. And at the end of 3, a 34-0 lead. Michigan celebrating on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. And when it all clicks, that man loves it. Okay. Correct. Yep. Yep. Okay. Happy homecoming for the folks that made it to Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor today as the Michigan Wolverines roll over the Illinois Fighting Illini. Alongside Matt Millen, I'm Kevin Kugler, and a quick start leads to an easy Michigan win.
Yeah, and Wilton Spate was the ringleader in the whole thing. He had his hand in a lot of what happened there, especially in the first half where they took a 31-0 lead. And it was Jake Butt early, and then Spate again down inside to Tyrone Wheatley in the tight end on the slant, and then hand it off to your inside run game and let Hill be able to do what he has to do. And it was just all Michigan. Smith handled it. Wilton Spate was in charge of it, and the rest of it was an easy victory.
31-0 lead at halftime, and Michigan never looked back. As we look back and send it to Mike in Chicago. Start of the fourth quarter in the Big House with Michigan leading 34-0. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Lisa Byington with you as 2nd and 10 faces Illinois from their own 25-yard line.
See the tight coverage across the board, same thing. Going single high safety, they're going to make the... Here comes pressure yet again.
George standing in, tossing it short, and a diving grab by Zach Grant at the 28-yard line. He picks up just 3, but he does get positive yardage, and it's 3rd and 7.
Well, nice job, Zach, be able to come back to that football because it wasn't a very well thrown ball, but he was able to make the completion.
3rd down and 7 for Illinois. Four-man pressure. George throwing it, and it's incomplete. He had Turner open. Turner headed to the sideline of the ball behind him.
Not a good throw. Right route combination. They cleared the underneath. They brought the inside receiver over the top, but George just couldn't get the ball there.
So another stop by this Michigan defense. Deep goes Jabril Peppers. Peppers with the fair catch at the 20-yard line, and Michigan back to work up 34-0. Football on BTN is brought to you by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE FARM. It's been all Michigan today. Wolverines have gotten the job done, and that may be the end of the day for Wilton Spate as John O'Korn, the transfer from Houston, checks in for Michigan.
See Michelle Beatty's now. They've made wholesale changes across the board. I would expect they're going to rely heavy on this run game. So if I'm Illinois, I'm loading the box and not letting them run.
On first down, Ty Isaac with the carry, looking for the sideline. A flag comes in behind the play as Jawan Bushell-Beatty may have been called for the penalty.
Holding, offense, number 19, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Bushell-Beatty and Poggi were both right there in the neighborhood, and Poggi gets called for the hold.
Well, I would expect at this point, Jim Harbaugh is going to say, look, let's just run the football out. Let's just run this clock down as much as we can, and let's get out of here and get ready for next week.
Next week with a little importance around the state of Michigan as they'll head up to East Lansing and take on Michigan State. First down and 20 at the 11-yard line. Isaac the carry, caught from behind by DeJuan Smoot. A yard at best for Isaac. Mentioned that Michigan State showdown. Of course, we all remember how that one ended last year, and certainly Jim Harbaugh does. Maryland, Iowa, Indiana, and then, of course, the game with Ohio State at the end of the year.
So you can look forward to that Ohio State game. Indiana can score some points. Iowa at Iowa is always tough. Michigan State, of course, is Michigan State. It's just one of them games.
Second down and 19. O'Korn on the screen to Ways, and Maurice Ways tripped up at the 14-yard line. Well defended again by Illinois as Hardy Nickerson got in there to make the stop. But that short passing game, Matt, in essence a run to the outside. You're not really getting a whole lot out of it, but you're keeping the clock going. And
that's what they want. They just want to keep this clock going and get off. See Patrick Kugler there, and in now at center, number 57.
Third down and 17. Draw play and room to run for Higdon. Higdon to the sideline. First down and out of bounds. Hardy Nickerson said we can get to third down, but that's been our Achilles. And on 3rd and 17, Higdon gets 21.
And yet again, that's what beat them. And they bailed. They showed a blitz up front, and then he bailed out of it. Higdon was running as fast as they were dropping. It's a good play call.
From the 36, first down. O'Korn.
Run it.
He will, and he's tripped up at the 39 by Hardy Nickerson.
John O'Korn kept the ball.
Oh, Hardy's had himself a pretty busy day here today. He got in on a sack and got in on a bunch of tackles. I don't know how many he's had, but
10. That was his 10th.
Very active here today.
Only Stanley Green with more. Green with 11. McDoom the carry, breaks a tackle in the backfield, and McDoom out at the 43.
It's funny, you know, in every college town, there's one guy on the team that the crowd just falls in love with. And this guy, McDoom, as soon as he gets the ball, everybody starts doom, the whole thing. I love that in games.
You can almost remember the Green Bay Packers yelling "Coon" for John Coon all those years.
Yep. It makes it even more special when a guy like McDoom can take it to the house at any time. He's got some juice.
Just a freshman from Winter Garden, Florida. 3rd and 3. O'Korn going to run. He's not going to get the first down. Good recovery by Jamal Milan as he saw O'Korn scramble, and he stopped a yard short of the first down. Kenny Allen is starting to inch his way onto the field for Michigan, and there's an injured player first, and it is Jamal Milan.
Injured defensive player.
The freshman defensive tackle who got the start today. Lovie Smith said he's probably our most talented inside player. He's down right now at the Big House.
Here is the final score. Slippery Rock 35, Edinburgh University 37.
.45 remaining in this one, 34-0 Michigan, and on 4th and 1, Kenny Allen on to punt to Darius Mosley of Illinois. And it's a fake, the up-man fields, and he's buried. The snap came direct to Ben Gideon, who bobbled it, and Illinois swallowed it up. So Michigan going with a fake, and Ben Gideon can't get anywhere.
Kevin, you know they always talk about it's a game of inches. It's also being a game of timing. And that bobble right there, it was the difference. The difference in the play. It was open. It was wide open on that left side. Ben Gideon just, it looked like he took his eyes off the ball, and that's the difference in the play.
Ben Gideon was a high school running back out of Hudson, Ohio, and didn't get that one secure before he started to run. So Illinois with a short field at the 43 of Michigan on first down. George to throw, pressure coming. On the roll, looking deep, jump ball caught, touchdown! Malik Turner, as Delano Hill jumped up for that one short. Turner plucks it out of the air, and Illinois on the board, 43 yards from George to Turner.
Hill had it, he mistimed it. Watch Delano Hill. He sees it the whole way. He's going to track it, and he mistimed it. A nice catch.
Pretty good throw by George, rolling right,
yeah,
and he heaved it.
Yeah, Malik Turner just plucked that thing as there's a flag down in the end zone.
Illegal substitution. 12 men on defense. Half the distance to the goal.
For Malik Turner, his 4th touchdown grab of the year. Turner came in the top 5 in catches per game and yards per game as a receiver in the Big Ten Conference. And Malik Turner's touchdown grab there gets Illinois on the board. Just his 2nd catch for 86 yards now on the touchdown. So now, after the penalty being enforced half the distance on the PAT, looks like Illinois is going to go for 2. First points allowed for Michigan since 8:13 to go in the 3rd quarter against Wisconsin. A span of 122 minutes.
Why don't they just say 2 hours and 2 minutes?
It's way too confusing. So now, Illinois, after that penalty, 1.5 yards from 2 points. Turner, the motion man. George over the middle. It is caught for 2. Zach Grant makes it a 34-8 ball game, and Illinois on the board and converting the 2. 10:22 to play in the 4th.
The University of Michigan Athletic Department appreciates your continued participation in college football's all-time record for home crowd attendance. Today marks the 271st consecutive game of more than 100,000 at Michigan Stadium. Thank you for being part of the largest crowd watching a football game anywhere in America today. Our attendance for today's game, 111,103. Thank you, and go Blue.
Illinois on the board, 43-yard touchdown from George to Turner, and a 34-8 ball game after converting on the two-point conversion. First career pass touchdown for Jeff George Jr. in his first career start. And now ready to kick this one off is Chase McLaughlin. Peppers trying to find some running room. He finds a crease. And Peppers just tripped up shy of the 40-yard line as we go to Rick Pizzo in Chicago with a BTN studio update.
To the 38-yard line. Tackled by Nathan Pecker.
Rick, thanks very much. Here a 34-8 lead for the number 3 team in the land, Michigan. Top 10, now Alabama on top. Ohio State's at Penn State tonight. It's a whiteout in State College tonight.
It'll be fun to watch Saquon Barkley. I think he's the best running back out there. He's special good.
And we saw it a couple of weeks ago when we were there. The feet of Trace McSorley have started to come into play more in the offense. From the 39, a bobbled snap handed to Ty Isaac, and with that bobble, a little timing thrown off back to the 37, a loss of 2. Dunlap and Watson there to cover up Ty Isaac.
Well, Hardy Nickerson, the defensive coordinator for Illinois right now, he's loading the box. He's daring them to say, go ahead and throw. I know you want to run the clock down, so I'm going to put 9 guys at the line of scrimmage. They'll take their time and use every second on that clock to bring it down to about 3 seconds.
Second down, the toss to Isaac. The student body left action, and Isaac out of bounds at the 40, chased out by Hardy Nickerson.
He didn't get the memo about staying in bounds.
Just a slight delay before they restart the clock, since we're not in the latest stages of this game.
Well, I thought in this game today, I thought the Michigan offensive line played very well. Remember at the start we said that this defensive front of Illinois had to control the game. I thought the line of scrimmage was won by Michigan.
On 3rd and 9, O'Korn to the air, and that one incomplete. And a flag comes in late as O'Korn was hit in the backfield by Watson. And that's going to be roughing the passer and a first down for Michigan.
Tackled by Jalen Dunlap. There is a penalty flag.
See how this one finishes if he didn't. Oh, that's going to be targeting.
Foul, roughing the passer. with targeting.
Yeah.
Defense, number 33. That play is under further review.
They're all looked at, but this targeting, if it is indeed going to stand, Trey Watson will be out for the rest of this game and for the first half of the game next week against Minnesota for Illinois.
Yeah, so they're going to look to see if he tried to project himself like going forward and going up into the head. It's tough.
Mike Pereira is watching this one. Mike, looked like the crown of the helmet got under the chin of O'Korn on that. Is that going to stand as targeting?
Well, I certainly would keep it as targeting because remember they talk about the head and neck area of both and with the crown. And you know they redefined the crown now too. It's any area above the top of the face mask there. So he lowers his head and gets him really right under the chin strap. And to me this was called and it will likely stay as targeting.
You know, that's tough for a defender, Mike, because keep in mind, remember all the years that we were taught as defenders to use that part, like the forehead part of your head, was the proper way to hit, and now that's out.
Yeah, you know, it is tough, and it always is tough. Of course, you always think everything's tough on the defensive, defenders.
I never thought you guys were good as officials, just as long as we're on the same page.
I mean, it's part of the plan to try to get people to lower the target area, that's for sure.
After review, the ruling of targeting is confirmed. Number 33 is disqualified for the remainder of the contest.
All right, Mike Pereira, exactly right. Thank you very much. And Trey Watson disqualified for the remainder of this contest and for the first half of the matchup against Minnesota that you'll see on BTN next weekend at noon Eastern time.
I mean, that's the rule. You're aware of it as a player, and it's been talked about. And so, and if that's the rule, they make the call. That's what you live with.
So James Crawford takes over now. And the 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of Illinois. Karan Higdon has a hole. Higdon down the sideline. Turning on the Jets. Higdon, a little reversal. And Higdon in for the touchdown. What a capper for Michigan.
A little bit of speed showed up there, didn't it? He outran everybody. Nice little cutback at the end, using his eyes. That was really well done, Mr. Higdon.
A career-long 45-yard scamper for Karan Higdon.
Let's see if he doesn't touch before. Oh, yeah. Well, his knee, the shin is down, but he may have crossed the plane with that ball.
And it looks like he did, as this one will stand. And Ryan Tice on now for the extra point, and the kick by Tice is good. 8:48 remaining in the fourth. And you know what? Michigan's had control of this game for a long time, but this can certainly be a BTN standout because Karan Higdon standing out with this 45-yard touchdown. Kendrick, thank you very much. 8:48 to go here, and a 41-8 lead for Michigan. The Wolverines ready to kick this one off. Kendrick Foster back deep for Illinois. Jim Harbaugh's team rolling again, headed for 7-0 on the year. Yard line is where Foster starts on this kickoff return. Foster with some room, and Foster caught from behind and then pushed forward on the play by Keith Washington down near the 48-yard line, where Jeff George Jr. will make his way out.
Washington attacked the football. He tried to get himself a fumble out of that thing.
516 total yards for Michigan today, 188 for Illinois as they go back to work first down.
Michigan has doubled them in time of possession.
Clock down to 3. Corbin the carry. Corbin met and dropped at the 45 by Chase Winovich, a loss of 4. Let's take a look at our Benjamin Moore game changer. It's Wilton Speight, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and only 7 incompletions today.
And I thought he continued his pace of getting better each and every game. I thought today was better than his last outing. And he's on a good course right now. I think he's developing really well with this Michigan team.
Illinois not operating with a sense of great urgency here, down 41-8, 2nd and 13. Play action. George under some heat late, looking for Turner, and that one a little too tall for Malik Turner. Delano Hill out in the area, and it's 3rd down.
At times like this, you get a chance to look at other guys who are playing, and there's a guy on this field right now, Winovich, number 15. You know, he had a chance to be able to play when Taco Charlton was hurt. They brought him in, you know, the former running back and a tight end, but this he can get an edge. He's pretty good. He gets off the ball really well. He's got a great motor. It's fun to watch.
3rd down and 13 at the 46. Pressure coming. He's in trouble and he's sacked. Maurice Hurst got him with Winovich providing the initial pressure.
Yeah, Winovich does exactly what you see on tape, man. He's like a bullet coming off that edge. You can see his running back speed. Watch him get off. Get to the edge, now close. He did that well. The difference between a good play and a great play is making the tackle, but Hurst took that right away. Nice job by Hurst also inside.
Ryan Frayne to punt it away. Jabril Peppers back for Michigan. Good punt by Frayne. Peppers will watch that one sail over his head and into the end zone for the touchback. Quick break here in Michigan. 7:05 remaining in this 4th quarter. 41-8. Michigan with the lead. Karan Higdon, the running back. And O'Korn will throw on 1st down. O'Korn looking deep down the sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Eddie McDoom, who was blanketed by Jalen Dunlap.
Dunlap's played a pretty good game here today. Had pretty good coverage. He's been in on a bunch of tackles. They've blitzed him a few times. I thought he's acquitted himself here pretty well. Interesting, they have the 8-man front. They're going to go man-to-man on the outside, so they think, what the heck, let's take a shot. O'Korn tries it, but great coverage.
7 minutes to go, and it's second down. Higdon reversing his field and able to get some yardage to the 23-yard line, maybe the 24. Coming up, Mike and the gang set up our nightcap. Maryland and Michigan State on the primetime kickoff show presented by Microsoft Cloud.
I'm liking Higdon.
Yeah.
Higdon's got something that the rest of them don't have.
A little wiggle in there.
He's got some wiggle, and he's got a burst, man. When he sees a little crease, he hits another gear. It's kind of fun to watch.
Well, remember, Chris Evans injured early. Evans has shown that burst when he's been on the field this year, but we have not seen much of him with the injury. Higdon over 100 yards on just 7 carries today. 3rd and 6. O'Korn, the quick slant. Juggle tipped, and is it caught at the 30-yard line?
Yes.
It is. A diving catch by Tyrone Wheatley as McDoom. A little tip drill to Wheatley for the first.
Just like they drew it up. And good things happen when you always go to the ball. So young players out there, always go to the football. You never know what's going to happen. The ball's in the air. McDoom can't quite get a handle on it. But because Tyrone Wheatley was following the football, he was able to make the play. Always get your rear end to the ball.
On first down, Higdon runs right into a brick wall and is driven back. Chunky Clements was in the mix along with Carroll Phillips, and Clements and Phillips helped build that wall for Illinois. Illinois will go back home. They'll take on Minnesota. We'll be there with them next week on BTN. And that is a game that Lovie Smith and company will try to, hopefully they'll get a quarterback back. They think Wes Lunt has a chance to play next week. It'll all depend on practice. 2nd and 8. Isaac with the carry, runs into Hardy Nickerson, who drives him down at the 35-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on the play as we slide under 5 minutes to go. Meanwhile, Michigan gets set for the in-state clash with Michigan State next week. And I know Michigan State's had their struggles, Matt. I know it's been a long road for Mark D'Antonio over the last month or so since the Wisconsin game, but that game is a rivalry game, and it'll be a very interesting one regardless of what else is going on. 3rd and 5. O'Korn with time.
Wide open.
And his fullback out of the backfield. It's Henderson, and Bobby Henderson into Illinois territory at the 42, a first down.
Oh, they forgot Henderson was on the field. They snuck a fullback out there in the flat, and he just stayed there. And O'Korn, because of his feet, was able to find him and pick up this first down. You know, Mark D'Antonio, I know it's the first time he's lost 4 games, and they're getting on him, but that is an excellent football coach. I think he's one of the strengths of this Big Ten, and I think one of the reasons why they've been able to have such great success has been Mark D'Antonio.
Joe Hewlett in at running back, but the play clock was winding down. Michigan will use a timeout. We'll step aside for a quick 30-second timeout.
Smokes.
41-8 Michigan. 3:56 remaining in the 4th. Jim Harbaugh's team has had 11 players rush the football, 10 players catch a ball. 3 different quarterbacks have played today. That's not counting Jabril Peppers, who's taken some snaps. So technically 4 guys have taken snaps today for Michigan. 3 of them actual quarterbacks on the roster as Dunlap comes in to make the stop. The run by Joe Hewlett.
Jim Harbaugh has really flipped things around here in the Big Ten quickly. He has gotten this team to believe. He has gotten is the team developed, and they've gotten better both years now. They've gotten better as the season's gone on. It's made it compare. I think he's great for college football. Even if he looks like Mike Douglas, that's okay.
Well, moved by Hewlett, but he's not able to get much yardage. In fact, stopped just about a half-yard past the line of scrimmage at the Illinois 42, and it'll bring up 3rd down. But Michigan's goal right now is just to run the clock down, get out of here with a win, and start to focus on Michigan State.
100% true. And for Lovey, what he's got to be able to do is get his team ready to play again next week. I think going into this, you always paint the picture for your team to say, look, you know, this is how we have to win. But the reality is, if you look at this game beforehand, Michigan had much better players.
Drake Harris with the catch right near the sticks. He was the motion man, and he'll be stopped about 1.5 yards short of the 1st down.
And so I would, you know, I don't know how they looked at it in terms of betting and all that stuff. I don't really follow that stuff, but you got to think that this was probably a 30-point game or 35-point game.
Michigan will go for it on 4th down and 2, just trying to get the 1st down so they can continue to run out this clock. Illinois will try to turn them away, and a whistle and a timeout taken by Jim Harbaugh and Michigan.
Michigan, their second. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Higdon 8 carries for 106 yards, the most by any Michigan player with less than 10 carries in a Big Ten game in the past 20 years. So he's had a limited amount of carries, but he's made the most of them today.
Well, he had the big one, and he just hit a whole nother gear once he got to that edge, didn't he? He's fun to watch. I think he's a guy that you'd like to get involved into your regular running game, especially just get him into space. He's a space guy. And if he doesn't have it, it looks like he can create it.
Michigan has chosen to challenge the spot of the forward progress in relation to the line to gain. We'll review the play.
So Michigan is going to challenge the spot on the play a moment ago. With 2:04 to go in the 4th and a 41-8 lead. If you had any questions about whether Jim Harbaugh is competitive or not, this should eliminate any of those questions.
It's funny you say that, guy. The other day I came in early and I was sitting there watching film, and you're going to take a good look at this, see where the spot is. That's pretty close. It's about maybe a half a yard. I don't know where they. Yeah, I would say that's closer than where they have it right now.
Yeah, it's spotted at the 35, or about the 34, I should say. It looks like a full yard ahead of where they have spotted it.
Well, I came in early the other day, Kev, on Thursday, and I was watching film, and who come walking in but Bill Tobin, the old general manager from, he's in Indianapolis, and he's with the Bears, and he drafted Jim Harbaugh. And we had a nice time talking, going back and forth, and one of the things he said was, you know, there are 2 players that I drafted who are the most competitive people I've ever seen. And he said one was Walter Payton, and the other was Jim Harbaugh. And yeah, that's some great company.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'd say you start looking at those guys. There's the guys you start creating. And I've been around a lot of competitive guys.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The receiver was short of the line to gain. 4th down.
And so they're not moving the spot on this one. And it is 4th down with 2:04 to go.
Michigan is charged a timeout, and it may not challenge for the remainder of the contest.
So it's a good 2 yards short now on 4th down. And so Michigan will still go for it on 4th down, trying to run this one out. And the give is to the fullback Henderson, and Henderson pushing the pile, and he's got the 1st down. And if Illinois opts to not use their 3 remaining timeouts, the math would indicate that Michigan could take a knee if they so desired for a couple of snaps and run this one out.
and that's exactly what they'll do.
So Michigan gets the first down and now can run this clock out. And they'll take the knee. So O'Korn downs it, and Michigan, behind a terrific performance from Wilton Spate, Jabril Peppers all over the field today. Michigan begins to celebrate win number 7 on the 2016 season. And Lovie Smith and company will try to get some healthy players back from Minnesota next week. One more snap. And this clock will expire after the knee. Jabril Peppers and Wilton Spate pacing this Michigan team to an impressive victory today, man.
Well, they did what they had to do. They did it early. They got better yet again. Another week in the books. And I guarantee you right now, Jim Harbaugh is thinking about next week.
Yep, and that will be the final snap of this one. Jim Harbaugh and Michigan remain unbeaten with an impressive 41-8 win over Lovie Smith and the Fighting Illini of Illinois. Michigan State next week. That's going to do it from Michigan State Stadium with the final score 41-8. Michigan with the win. Coming up, it's our nightcap after the kickoff show coming up. Michigan State takes on Maryland in College Park. For Matt Millen, Lisa Byington, and Mike Pereira, I'm Kevin Kugler saying so long from Ann Arbor.
College football. We look forward to seeing you.